Welcome to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I am your host, Stacey Geisel, self-mastery coach and mentor. The mission of Evolve Beyond Limits is simple. Fall in love with your life and change the world in the process. And each episode of this podcast is dedicated to helping you do just that. It's designed to bring you one step closer to an aha moment that could completely transform your life so that you can keep evolving into your fullest potential. The reality is how you show up in the world matters, and I don't want you to waste another second living a life that doesn't light your soul on fire. So let's have some fun. Welcome back to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I'm so excited that you're here for season 2, and expect this to be a lot more raw, a lot more real, and a lot weirder than last season because I am stepping into the newest version of myself, and I want to bring you along on that journey. So this is going to be a rebirth of the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. You heard in the intro that the goal here is to help you fall in love with your life again and change the world in the process. And the way that we're going to do that is we have to shift our perspective. We have to look at different ways of looking at our life. And for me, I love to do that by looking at the different bodies, which we've got a physical body, we've got an emotional body, we've got a mental body, and we've also got an energetic body. And if we want to become the best version of ourselves, we have to start to look at all of those different bodies and how they're interconnected. And we have to start bringing ourselves back to whole so that we can then spread that shit everywhere like wildfire. And that is what's going to change the world. Because how you show up matters. It is a ripple effect that nothing else that you can do can possibly top the ripple that simply comes from somebody who genuinely loves the life that they are living. That's somebody who is truly happy and fulfilled. What they put out into the world, that is what's going to start to raise the vibration of this planet so that we can get out of what is going on here, right? Everything that's going on in our world right now is a direct mirror as to what is going on within people. It is a turmoil. It is the greed. It is the control. It is the anger. All of those things are mirrors right back into our souls. So let's talk about the first thing. Let's talk about the blame game. Okay, welcome back. Here we go into the blame game. So this is something that's really fun. It's this really interesting learned behavior that I have noticed. And it started when we started to Airbnb out our house. So we noticed that what would happen is if someone was not in integrity with themselves, meaning that they probably let themselves down in some way, they then would project that or blame or try to find something to complain about at our home. So this is a really interesting thing that we have noticed, because every single time somebody has reached out to us and they have complained about something, we knew 100% of the time that we were coming back to a house that was not treated with respect. Interesting, right? Let me share another one with you. So then we're on our way home from Cabo the other day, and yes, we were running a little bit late, and we didn't realize that we had to catch a bus to get on our plane. Were we late? No. Did the plane leave? No. Were the doors closed? Nope. Did we have our Starbucks in our hand? Sure did. Okay. So we get on the plane, and we had purchased upgraded seats, and we go, and there's 2 people sitting in our seats. And so I asked them kindly, I said, "Oh, I think these are our seats." And the guy looks at me and he says, "Well, we thought everyone was on the plane." I was like, "Well, we weren't on the plane, but here we are. Sorry about that." And he's like, he looks at us and he says, Well, you guys must have been like the last people on the plane or something. So what is he doing? He's projecting. He got caught. And I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I'd probably do it too, right? But he got caught and his ego said, get defensive, blame. It's their fault. They're the ones that needed to stop at the coffee shop. They're the ones that are stepping on the plane late. Sir, they're not your seats, right? But this is that same behavior that he got caught not being in integrity with himself because he didn't purchase those seats. He didn't pay to have the extra leg room, right? So when somebody busted him, he didn't have the humility to say, whoops, sorry about that. Thought we'd get away with it, right? And just scoot back. He literally tried to blame us for him sitting in our seats and taking them. And like, we should feel bad about taking our seats back. So again, the blame game, right? I want you to think about this because this is a learned human behavior. I say a learned human behavior because we naturally don't have that, but we're taught that if somebody is going to challenge us in any way, or that if we don't hold up our end of the bargain, that we're going to blame something else. Blame gets us nowhere. What if it's nobody's fault? One of the first things that I teach in any program is it's your life, your responsibility. And responsibility does not mean that you are to blame. It means that you are responsible. You have the ability to respond. You are responsible for your reaction. Life doesn't happen to you. Okay. So I want you to this is just something to get you thinking, right? Again, how you show up in the world matters. That didn't bother me. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have thought twice, but man, did it bother my husband. He hung on to that for a while. And it was really, really frustrating for him. And so this is what I mean by how you show up in the world matters, because here's the thing. You don't get to dump your shit onto other people. If you don't like the way that your life is going, if you don't like your seats, change them. Pay to change them or just change them. Right? At any point, you have a choice as to how you're going to react. So know the next time that you get into a situation, I want you to think when you go to blame somebody or something for what has happened to you, if that's the way that you're going to look at it, I want you to ask yourself, how much am I in with my own integrity? Because more than likely, you're breaking the integrity within yourself, which is causing you to want to blame, to want to pass the buck, to want to not take responsibility. And we don't transform our lives. We don't transform into the highest versions of ourselves if we aren't willing to do the one thing, which is take responsibility of your part in anything. All right. That's it. Think about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you done this? We've all done it. Don't beat yourself up. We've all done it. But it's not about what we've done. It's about how now you have a new perspective. Now you have something to think about. Are you going to handle it different next time? So pay attention this week. Are you blaming? How often are you blaming other situations for the situation that you're in? How often do we blame other people for our lack of integrity? It's a hard question to ask, but we got to bring it to the surface. All right, let's go change the world.